It's dated almost exactly 3 years ago and describes the planning of a smear campaign to destroy WikiLeaks. And I quote, "Destroying WikiLeaks' centre of gravity, its public trust. And this would be achieved with," and I quote, "threats of exposure and criminal prosecution," unquote, 3 years ago. Silencing a rare source of independent journalism is the explicit aim. Smear is the method. Why? Because the real threat is not WikiLeaks or Julian Assange, but you, the public. The real threat is you finding out the truth about those who pretend to be democratic and to act in your interests and to promote a peaceful world. The real threat is your right to call your government to account. And by that I don't mean the usual circus of Tweedledee and Tweedledum, with the very honourable exception of Andrew Wilkie. Competing for your vote, but the telling of truths that allow us to examine the cynicism that defines Australia's place in the world increasingly. When the truth is replaced by silence, said the Soviet dissident Yevtushenko, the silence is a lie. This meeting tonight is about Australia's silence on the denigration of basic liberties such as freedom of speech and the presumption of innocence. It's about the right of Australians to know what their government is doing in their name in secret. It's about the duty of those charged with alerting the public to the truth: journalists, broadcasters, writers, academics, to end their compliance with rapacious power. To be corrupted by totalitarianism, wrote George Orwell, one does not have to live in a totalitarian country. And it's about the plight of an Australian citizen, and a very courageous one, Julian Assange, threatened with an epic miscarriage of justice and incarceration in a hellhole in America, like the heroic Bradley Manning, whose conditions of torture President Obama called the other day appropriate. In 1917, Edward Bernays, the American nephew of Sigmund Freud, invented the term public relations